Stop. Before you spend another dollar on gardening supplies, what if I told you that the solution to your biggest garden problems is probably sitting in your kitchen right now? And no, I'm not talking about composting. This is something completely different, and it's about to change everything you thought you knew about growing plants. Hey there, green thumbs and garden dreamers. Welcome back to Serene Green Gardens, where we prove that incredible gardens don't require incredible budgets. If you're new here, I'm so glad you found us, because today's video is packed with game-changing ideas that'll make you wonder how you ever gardened without them. And to my returning viewers, thank you for being here. You know we always bring the good stuff, and today we're bringing the best stuff. Now, here's the deal. I've packed 15 absolutely wild gardening tricks into this video, and trust me, you'll want to remember every single one. So, do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss these kinds of tips. And smash that like button because it genuinely helps more garden lovers like you discover these secrets. All right, let's dig in. So number 1 might sound absolutely bizarre at first, but stick with me because the science behind this is actually incredible. Hack number 1, the cinnamon shield. So here's something wild. You know that jar of cinnamon sitting in your spice rack? That's not just for your morning coffee anymore. Cinnamon is a natural antifungal powerhouse, and it can save your seedlings from something called damping off disease. This is that heartbreaking moment when your baby plants just collapse and die seemingly out of nowhere. Here's what you do. When you're planting seeds, just dust a tiny bit of cinnamon powder on the soil surface. That's it. The cinnamon creates this invisible protective barrier that fungi absolutely hate. I started doing this last spring, and my seedling survival rate jumped dramatically. Plus, your garden area smells like a cozy bakery, which is honestly just a bonus. This costs you maybe 50 cents per seed tray, compared to buying expensive antifungal treatments. Hack number 2, the banana peel power move. Alright, hack number 2 is all about banana peels, but not in the way you think. Everyone talks about composting them, right? We're going beyond that. Here's the trick. Take your banana peels and cut them into small chunks. Then bury these chunks directly in the soil around your roses, tomatoes, or any flowering plants. Why does this work? Banana peels are loaded with potassium, which is basically plant fuel for producing gorgeous blooms and strong fruit. As the peels break down, they release this potassium slowly, right where your plants need it most. I tested this on 2 identical rose bushes last season. The one with banana peels produced almost double the blooms. The difference was honestly shocking, and before you worry about pests, just make sure you bury them at least 3 inches deep. Hack number 3, the eggshell fortress. Number 3 is going to save you so much frustration with slugs and snails, crushed eggshells. But here's the key that most people miss. You need to crush them into pieces about the size of your thumbnail, not into powder. When you create a ring of these crushed shells around your plants, it's like building a fortress with tiny, sharp walls. Slugs and snails have soft bodies, and they absolutely refuse to crawl over these jagged edges. It's uncomfortable for them, so they just turn around and find an easier meal somewhere else. I protect my lettuce and hostas this way, and I've cut slug damage by probably 80%. Plus, as the shells break down, they add calcium to your soil, which tomatoes and peppers especially love. You're literally turning trash into a pest control system and fertilizer at the same time. Hack number cat. The cardboard carpet method. Okay, this next one is for anyone who's ever battled weeds and lost. Cardboard. Plain, boring cardboard boxes. This hack is so simple it feels like cheating, but it works like magic. When you're starting a new garden bed or trying to reclaim an overgrown area, lay down flat cardboard pieces over the weedy area. Overlap them so there are no gaps. Then, put your mulch or compost right on top. What happens is the cardboard blocks all light from reaching the weeds, so they can't photosynthesize and they just die off. Meanwhile, the cardboard slowly breaks down and actually improves your soil structure. Earthworms love it. I cleared a completely overgrown area using this method, and within 3 months I had beautiful planting space. No chemicals, no backbreaking digging, just cardboard doing all the heavy lifting. Hack number 5, the paper towel germination trick. Number 5 is perfect for anyone who's ever felt disappointed by seeds that just won't sprout. The paper towel method. This is especially great for older seeds or expensive seeds where you can't afford failures. Take a damp paper towel, place your seeds on it with some space between them, fold it over, and put the whole thing in a plastic bag. Leave it in a warm spot. Check it daily, and you'll actually see which seeds are viable because they'll start sprouting right there on the towel. Once you see that little root emerging, that's when you plant them. This way, you're not wasting garden space or planting energy on duds. I use this for all my pepper seeds now because they can be finicky. My germination success rate went from maybe 60% to nearly perfect. You're basically giving your seeds a head start in spa-like conditions. Hey, quick pause here. If you're finding these hacks as mind-blowing as I did when I discovered them, do me a huge favor. Drop a comment below and tell me which hack you're most excited to try. Seriously, I read every single comment, and I love hearing what works in your garden. And if you haven't liked this video yet, go ahead and show it some love. It helps us reach more gardeners who need these tips. Alright, back to the good stuff, because number 6 is absolutely wild. Hack number 6, the hydrogen peroxide root boost. This one sounds like something from a science lab, but stay with me. A weak hydrogen peroxide solution can supercharge your plant's root system. Mix 1 part of the regular 3% hydrogen peroxide you get at the drugstore with 4 parts water. Use this to water your plants occasionally, maybe once every 2 weeks. Here's the science part. Hydrogen peroxide has an extra oxygen molecule, and when it breaks down in the soil, it releases that oxygen directly to the roots. Roots need oxygen to grow strong and healthy, and this gives them an extra boost. It also helps prevent root rot by killing off harmful bacteria. I started using this on my houseplants first because I was skeptical, but they grew noticeably more vigorous. Then I tried it in the garden, and my tomato plants developed these incredibly robust root systems. Just don't overdo it. More is not better here. Hack number 7, the wine bottle watering system. Number 7 is perfect for anyone going on vacation or anyone who just forgets to water sometimes. We've all been there. Empty wine bottles become automatic watering systems. Fill a wine bottle completely with water, then quickly flip it upside down and push the neck into the soil near your plant. The water will slowly seep out as the soil dries, keeping your plants consistently moist. The genius here is that it's self-regulating. When the soil is wet, it creates a seal and water stays in the bottle. As the soil dries, air gets in and water flows out. I use these for my container plants, especially during hot summer weeks. You can keep plants happy for days without lifting a watering can. Plus, it looks kind of quirky and artistic in the garden, so you're adding character while solving a problem. Hack number 8, the coffee ground conspiracy. Alright, hack number 8 involves coffee grounds, but I need to bust a myth first before I give you the real trick. A lot of people will tell you to just dump fresh coffee grounds on your garden. Don't do that. Fresh grounds are actually too acidic and can harm some plants. Here's the right way to do it. Mix used coffee grounds into your compost pile, or let them dry out completely first. Then sprinkle a thin layer around acid-loving plants like blueberries, azaleas, and rhododendrons. The key word is thin, about 1/4 inch at most. Coffee grounds add nitrogen as they break down, they improve soil structure, and they can help deter some pests, like cats who might want to use your garden as a litter box. I save all my grounds in a container, let them dry for a few days, then apply them. My blueberry bushes have never been happier. Hack number 9, the sock solution for perfect drainage. This next one is so clever. Old socks or pantyhose at the bottom of your containers before you add soil. This prevents your soil from washing out through the drainage holes, while still allowing water to flow freely. It's like a filter that keeps the good stuff in and lets the excess water out. I discovered this by accident when I was repotting a huge container and didn't have landscape fabric. I grabbed an old sock and it worked perfectly. Now I use this method for all my containers. It's especially great for hanging baskets where you don't want soil dripping on your patio every time you water. You're recycling something that would otherwise be trash and solving an annoying gardening problem at the same time. Hack number 10. The matches and soil miracle. Number 10 sounds absolutely insane until you understand the why behind it. Stick a few matches headfirst into the soil of your containers. Yes, actual matches. The reason this works is because match heads contain sulfur, and sulfur is a micronutrient that many plants need in small amounts. This is especially helpful for container plants because containers get watered so frequently that nutrients wash out faster than in ground soil. The sulfur releases very slowly as you water, giving your plants a steady supply. I use about 4 matches per medium-sized pot. Just push them down so the heads are buried about 1 inch deep. My container vegetables have shown noticeably better growth since I started doing this. It costs basically nothing, and each match lasts for weeks. Hack number 11. the newspaper weed barrier. Here's another weapon in the war against weeds: newspaper layers under mulch. Take sections of newspaper, about 8 to 10 pages thick, wet them thoroughly so they stay in place, then lay them down where you want to suppress weeds. Cover with mulch. This works on the same principle as the cardboard method, but newspaper breaks down even faster, so it's great for annual beds where you'll be replanting. The ink in newspaper these days is soy-based, so it's totally safe. I line all my garden paths this way, and I've reduced my weeding time by at least half. When you think about how much time most gardeners spend pulling weeds, this hack literally gives you hours of your life back every season. Hack number 12, the baking soda plant protector. Baking soda is about to become your new best friend in the garden. Mix 1 tablespoon of baking soda with a gallon of water and a few drops of dish soap. Spray this on plants that are prone to powdery mildew or fungal issues. The alkaline nature of baking soda creates an environment where these fungi can't thrive. I use this on my zucchini and cucumber plants, which are notorious for getting powdery mildew late in the season. Since I started this preventative spraying, I've extended my harvest period by weeks. The key is to spray early in the morning so leaves can dry during the day, and apply it weekly during humid conditions. A box of baking soda costs maybe $2 and will last you all season, compared to commercial fungicides that can run $15 to $20 a bottle. Hack number 13, the ice cube orchid method. If you grow orchids or any plants that need careful watering, this hack is going to change your life. Water them with ice cubes. Just place 2 or 3 ice cubes on the soil surface once a week and walk away. As the ice melts, it provides slow, steady moisture without the risk of overwatering. Orchids are especially sensitive to overwatering, which is actually the #1 killer of these beautiful plants. The ice cube method ensures they get moisture at a pace their roots can handle. I was skeptical about this one because it seems too simple, but I tried it on an orchid I'd nearly killed from overwatering, and it completely recovered. The slow-release hydration mimics the way orchids naturally receive moisture in their native environments. It's like giving your plant a slow drink instead of forcing it to chug. Hack number 14, the diaper dirt trick. Stay with me on this one because it sounds completely bonkers. A clean, disposable diaper at the bottom of your hanging baskets. Hanging baskets dry out ridiculously fast, especially in summer heat, and constant watering becomes exhausting. Diapers contain a gel that's designed to absorb and hold moisture. Place an unused diaper at the bottom of your hanging basket before adding soil. That gel will absorb water when you water and slowly release it back to the roots as the soil dries. Your hanging baskets will need watering maybe half as often. I tested this on 2 identical baskets of petunias. The one with the diaper stayed moist and bloomed consistently, while the control basket needed daily attention. It feels weird the first time you do it, but the results are undeniable. Hack number 15, the salt slug barrier. Last but definitely not least, Epsom salt creates an incredible barrier against slugs while actually feeding your plants. Sprinkle a line of Epsom salt around susceptible plants. Slugs won't cross it because of the salt content, but unlike table salt, Epsom salt is magnesium sulfate, which plants actually benefit from. Magnesium is essential for chlorophyll production, which means healthier, greener leaves. I use this around my hostas and my pepper plants, both of which slugs find irresistible. You're creating protection and fertilization in one simple action. Reapply after heavy rain since it will dissolve, but a bag of Epsom salt costs just a few dollars and will last you the entire season. And there you have it. 15 gardening hacks that are going to save you money, time, and a whole lot of frustration. The best part about all of these is that you probably already have most of these supplies at home right now. You don't need to spend a fortune to have an incredible garden. You just need to think a little creatively. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these hacks surprised you the most? Are you going to try the cinnamon trick, or are you brave enough to put diapers in your hanging baskets? Drop a comment and let me know. And if you loved this video, please share it with a fellow gardener who needs these tips. Don't forget to subscribe to Serene Green Gardens if you haven't already. We drop new budget-friendly gardening tips every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Hit that notification bell so you're first to know when we post. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and remember that the best gardens aren't made with big budgets. They're made with creativity, care, and a willingness to try something new. Happy gardening, everyone. Happy gardening.